So today we are going to discuss about ISRO. This is because of recent launch of Brazil's Amazonia 1 satellite last week from Sriharikota. This has began a new chapter in India's space history. Before looking into the news, we will see what is ISRO and the organizations which are related to it. ISRO was earlier called as Indian National Committee for Space Research, which was established by Jawaharlal Nehru under Department of Atomic Energy in 1962 with the urging of scientist Vikram Sarabhai recognizing the need in space research. Incospar grew and became ISRO in 1969, also under Department of Atomic Energy. In 1972, the Government of India had set up a Space Commission and Department of Space, bringing ISRO under Department of Space. Thus, from Department of Atomic Energy, it was transferred to Department of Space. The establishment of ISRO thus institutionalized space research activities in India. It is managed by DOS, which reports to Prime Minister of India. ISRO has two commercial arms, New Space India Limited and Antrix. Let us first look at the New Space India Limited. The establishment of NSIL was announced in budget of 2019. One of the mandate of NSIL is to mass produce and manufacture SSLV, that is Small Satellite Launch Vehicle, and a more powerful Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle in partnership with private sector in India through technology transfer. Its aim is to use research and development carried out by ISRO over years for commercial purposes through Indian industry partners. It differs from ISRO's existing commercial arm Antrix Corporation. How it differs? Antrix will handle ISRO's commercial deals for satellite and launch vehicles with foreign customers, and NSIL will deal with the capacity building of local industries for space manufacturing. However, there are some confusions. Let us see to the news. So, NSIL has launched Amazonia satellite. This is important because Amazonia mission saw 18 other satellites being launched, and this was the first fully commercial mission. As we have discussed, there are still confusion how exactly the responsibilities of NSIL differs from Antrix, but with the formation of Indian Space Promotion and Authorization Center, that is InSpace, a regulatory agency, as well as plans of independent tribunal to adjudicate disputes among private space entities, there is a potential explosion of market opportunities from space applications on the anvil. Private sector plays an important role in developing launch and satellite infrastructure. However, the experience of private sector with ISRO has not always been smooth, which can be seen from a case of Devas Multimedia, which was between Antrix and Devas Multimedia. Here, International Chamber of Commerce upheld the US federal court's decision and penalized India for $1.2 billion. It is said that NSIL is a move by India's space establishment to insulate the prospectus of space industry in India from repercussions of this case. NSIL is also expected to move than just a marketer of ISRO's technology. It is to find new business opportunity and expand the sector itself. NSIL must endure to not be an, another Antrix but be continuously in startup mode. It must conceive of ways to aid space startup, reach out to rural India and facilitate more recruits from Indian youth to facilitate career in space application and sciences. It must see itself both as Indian ambassador and disruptor in space arena. So now we will discuss some of the rockets which are used by ISRO. The first two, that are SLV and ASLV, are not in use. Thus, the most important becomes PSLV, GSLV Mark II, and GSLV Mark III. So first we'll discuss about Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. It has four stages. First stage, second stage, third, and the last one is the fourth stage. Above it is the payload. The first stage has solid propellant or fuel. Second contains liquid. Third has again solid, and above it is liquid. For GSLV, we have three stages. Stage 1, this is stage 1, this is stage 2, and the upper one is 3. The first stage is solid, second is liquid, and the third one is cryogenic engine. Same goes for GSLV Mark III. Only difference between GSLV Mark II and GSLV Mark III is the capacity of carrying payload. One thing, one thing to be noted is that PSLV is used for communication. One thing we should note here that PSLV are used for remote sensing and capturing image of Earth. For example, GPS that you use. One thing we have to note here that PSLV is used for carrying the satellite to sun synchronous polar orbit. Second thing, first thing we should note that PSLV carries the satellite to sun synchronous polar orbit. Second thing we must note here that PSLV carries satellite which are used for remote sensing and capturing images of Earth. So they should be placed in an orbit which is lower or nearer to our Earth. For GSLV, we use these satellites for communication. Thus, communication satellites are placed above it. So, GSLV are placed here and PSLVs are placed here. Do you remember the prominent missions that ISRO had? The first one was Mars Orbital Mission, the second was Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2, and the recent coming is Gaganyaan. So, MOM, that is Mars Orbital Mission, was launched by PSLV. Chandrayaan 1 was also launched by PSLV, but Chandrayaan 2 was launched by GSLV Mark III, and the Gaganyaan is also been planned to be launched by GSLV 3. Thank you. Keep studying.